Good morning. All right, y'all. We're going to do this. The earth is joyful in nature, okay? The earth is joyful in nature. All right. Let's talk about God creating the earth and how the earth glorifies God daily without anybody having to tell it to. But first, my name is Marquita. We're in April somewhere, 2025. And I am dealing. Okay? I'm running a little bit late. Not late. Like, as long as my client is not early, I'll be on time. But if my client is already there, and then I would have to go through this whole, like, the office manager, oh, I set up your room for you. I can't stand when she does that. Don't set up my room. Because I like to sanitize my room. You set my room up. My room is already set up, and I'm not able to sanitize. You know what I mean? Unless I undo the room, sanitize, and then do the room again. And I'm not doing that. But then it just looks like literally in front of the client, she's like, oh, I did your room for you. Like, 'cause I knew you were going to be late. I noticed you were running late. Like, my bad. I should have let him go. My bad. He was driving real slow. And anyways, because I got my eyes on you. Yeah, hopefully she doesn't do that. Hopefully she's too busy this morning to be in my business. Too busy in her business. Too busy to be in my business. Busy with her own business. You get what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, I am this truck, man. Having to warm up the truck is it's a whole thing. And I should have went out and did it like earlier this morning. I think that's what I need to do. I think like in that time when I'm really just looking at my phone in the morning, like before I take a shower, I should just get up, go outside, turn on the car, and sit in it for like 15 minutes because the kids aren't going to get up anyway. Um, Take a walk, you know, take a walk for 15 minutes, come back, turn the car off, and go upstairs and get ready for my day. Or sit in the car and look at my phone for that whole time that I usually look at my phone anyway while laying in the bed. And I'm not just scrolling. I'm not scrolling when I'm looking at my phone. I'm actually like um, cleaning out, pictures and videos and stuff. So that I can do this. Um, Starting videos, like Splice, like going on Splice and taking all the pictures that I took in the last couple days and making a video. That way I can delete all those pictures. I don't know if the video is still the same size as the picture, like the group of pictures and videos. Making a video on Splice, is it taking up just the same amount of space? I don't know, but I like to try to do that. Um, I like to try to do that just to get some 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 work done. You know what I mean? So that when it does come time for me to make a video, I already have like that much is already done. I just have to add it on the front or the back of the other videos, like a video montage. But anyway, so yeah, I could be literally doing that in the car while I'm warming it up in the morning. Uh, Probably like get all my stuff ready for the shower first, because just getting ready to get in the shower is like 10-15 minutes. Like, oops, I forgot this. Oops, I forgot that. Oops, I forgot to start Audible on my phone that's charging in the other room, so that I can get it on the speaker in the bathroom. Um, yeah, I just got to get better with my morning. I was fine before this whole truck thing, and then maybe by the time I get the truck fixed, um, I'll just continue on with that routine. Maybe that's what God is trying to get me through. Maybe God is trying to just get me through this whole um, unproductive morning rut that I've been in. Um, when I say unproductive morning, I mean like being late, feeling like I didn't really do anything. I did a lot today. Some days I do a lot, like sending out messages that need to be sent out, not making phone calls that early in the morning, but like um, figuring out like what I'm doing today. Like some days it gets that, it's productive, but some days the mornings are not as productive. Today I was good to send out reminders to the young adults about our meeting on Sunday for Resurrection Sunday. Um, I was good about that. I got my eyes on you, no fear, no fear. Um, Amani, man, she be tripping. Like the truck stopped at the first stop sign because I was sitting at the stop sign. Having a stop sign war with this little car, and I'm like, you go, and they're like, you go, and then the car stopped, and I'm like, nah, for real, bro, you go, because I'm not going at all. I'm pretty sure they heard me trying to start up my car as they drove past me. But yeah, having to warm up this truck is not fun. So hopefully whatever the piece is that they need to fix or replace or whatever gets done. Um, what I hope it is, and I hope that this can be okay. What I'm doing is okay until Monday. I think that I'm hoping that they have a warranty on the thermostat that they put in, because I'm thinking this thermostat either isn't connected completely or it's defective. You know what I mean? It might be just a piece that they need to take back. Um, I feel like that's. Oh, excuse me. I feel like that's legit reasoning for what's going on, because the truck was acting a little funny before, but I wasn't like sitting to warm it up. I just had to wait. Like it was doing that. It was doing this little vroom, 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 like a very feminine vroom. And it was doing that for a while, and I would just like wait until it stopped doing that, and then I would go. But now it's like even putting it in drive to go is like a whole nother test, because I have to see if it's warm enough to even drive. Like it's warm enough to stay on by itself. Okay, now is it warm enough for me to push on the pedal, the gas pedal, real good, one good time, without it turning off after that one good time? So I'm like going back and forth in our little parking spot to make sure it stays on. But I think I said all that in another video. So I'm going to stop talking about the truck. Oh, I was talking about my daughter because after that, she was like, no, 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 no. And then so she's getting out of the car. She's like, I'm just worried. Speed check reported ahead on CA 91 West. I'm worried. I'm scared. Girl, go to school. Don't worry about me. Worry about school. Focus on school. Don't worry about me. We prayed, right? So we're good. This truck, mobile pet grooming. The name of the mobile pet groomer is Dirty to number 2, Flirty. Interesting. Speed check. So anyway, let's talk about the earth. So okay, so let me see if I got my order right. If I'm wrong, correct me. So on the first day, God made light. On the second day, God made heaven. And on the third day, God made earth, um, including the water and the land. On the fourth day, I might be leaving out some details, but I'm just going. This is just a general what He created. On the fourth day, God created the light in the heavens. So the sun and the moon and the stars and the seasons. Um, so when He says the light in the heavens, it makes me wonder if the sun and the moon and the stars are the lights in the heavens. He didn't talk about no planets, but that's not for this video. He didn't talk about no universe or nothing, but that's not for this video. So so now the fifth day He created. Now get me if I'm wrong. The fifth day He created the birds of the air and the sea animals. Um, so basically everything that lays eggs, right? And either flies or swims. Now there were some things, you know, like a platypus, right? Platypus lays eggs, but it looks like a mammal. But on the sixth day He created mammals. All the mammals, the beasts, like the bears and the lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! And the people to have dominion over those. Um, that was a big day. Day 6 was a big day. I wonder if He would have kept going, like, because day 6 was a big day. Now, did He rest on the 7th day because day 6 was just such a big day? You know what I mean? Like, maybe He was done. Like, I mean, I'm sure God planned it out. I'm sure He had it planned out. Like, I'm gonna do this day, this day, and that's it. And I'm gonna save day 6. Day 6 is gonna be the big day because day 7 is the day that I rest, and I have to rest on day 7 because it's significant. 7 is a number of perfection. It's significant. Day 6 is the number of 6 is the number of man. It's double unity. 3 is unity. He created Earth on day 3. 2, day 2. 2 is the number of duality, and He split the firmament, and made it heaven. Um, but yeah, so now let's go to Earth, day 3. 3 means unity. So everything on Earth, everything that He created on Earth, from day 3 to day 6, worships him naturally. Now, because we as human beings, we have free will and thumbs and opposable thumbs, we have the choice of whether or not we want to worship God with our time, because we have an understanding of time that animals don't have. Animals just do, right? Animals and nature, they just do it. They just do it. Um, when the sun touches the flower, it blossoms. Um, when certain things take place during the four seasons, nature and animals, they know what to do. Animals, I have a client who has a bunch of tortoises, and they don't have to do anything but feed the tortoises. They just have to put food out for the tortoises. Tortoises do everything they're supposed to do. Now, what the tortoise does, they hibernate. So my client, they already know that from about somewhere in, I think she said November to like March or February or March. I want to make it a small amount of time, but I think it's a good amount of time. Maybe 4 months, maybe 5, that these tortoises, they just go to sleep. She said at a certain point, they start to eat a little less and a little less. I guess they have to shrink their stomachs. Um, they eat a little less, a little less, a little less. And then they take their butts to sleep. And they sleep. And they sleep. And they sleep. And they sleep. And then when it's time to wake up, you better have some food ready. But everything that God created just naturally worships him. And it does it it does it by just being. And I find it very interesting how us breathing is Yahweh, Yeshua. It's breathing. So if we're breathing, we're worshiping naturally. And there are literally people who don't believe in God, but yet their actual breathing is worship to God. That's going to bother some people. You mean all I got to do is breathe? Yes. To worship the Lord? Yes. Now, getting into heaven, there's some things. Living an abundant life, there's some prerequisites there. However, it's not hard. It's things that you can do naturally if you just believe. And I say the earth is joyful in nature because I feel like you can't worship God without joy. You can't, we already talked about, you can't have joy without gratefulness. So the sun just knows it's time for me to wake up. The sun doesn't have to be told to wake up and to shine. Can you imagine the sun having a bad day? If the sun has a bad day and decides not to rise, we're all in trouble. Because that means we missed something. That's all that means to me, is we missed something really important. Why is my mirror? Okay. We missed something really important if the sun don't want to shine in the morning. Um, and I'm sure it would be a gradual thing. We would notice the sun is starting to act a little funny, right? That's what I think. I think there would be signs, but I also don't think the sun is going to start acting any type of way um, that it shouldn't be acting until after Jesus comes back. But I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Um, but yeah, so Earth, like, when you think about how the seasons change, because God did create the seasons when He created the sun and the moon and the stars. So if you think about a tree, nice and green, spring, summer, green, and then autumn comes, and the leaves turn brown, they fall off. The tree looks dead all winter. Now, not all trees do this. Not all trees do this. Some trees stay green all year. Some trees, they just change color. You ever seen a rose bush that just changes colors all the time? We used to have a rose bush in our front yard back in the day, back around the time my 9-year-old was born. We were living in this house, and there were rose bushes. And in every season, it would be a different color rose. So if we ever took pictures outside in the front yard, in front of the roses, those roses were, I'm gonna say, a different color every time. Every time that there's a picture in front of that house, the roses had to be a different color. Sometimes they were white, sometimes they were red, sometimes they were pink. They just change. And I don't know if all rose bushes do that, because this was the only rose bush we've ever had to where we really paid attention. I paid attention. I don't know if everybody else was paying attention, but we always had different color roses. It wasn't just like, oh, this is a red rose bush. This is a rose bush. It puts out whatever color it wants to. And I believe that that is a strong depiction of the joy. Like, can you imagine being a rose and being able to pick what color you want to be, or a rose bush, and just being able to pick whatever color you want to be? And it doesn't matter what color you are, because you don't have to struggle. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to toil. You don't have to, like, run around and think, okay, what color am I going to be today, or what color am I going to be in May? Like, they just be. Like, can you imagine? And I feel like that's what our life is supposed to be like. I feel like that is our place here on earth, to just be, and have joy in being, have joy in knowing that God has it all in control. That God has it all in control. That we don't have to um, we don't have to want for anything. We don't have to toil. We don't have to fight. We don't have to struggle. We just have to be. All you gotta do is breathe. You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat tomorrow, what you're going to wear tomorrow, where's this coming from, where's that coming from, where's the money for this going to come. Like, you just have to be. um and if you need help, if you need guidance on how to be, just be. I mean, you gotta look at Jesus. He just flowed. Jesus just flowed. It was like, okay, I'm awake, I gotta go get some disciples. Like, it wasn't. He just chilled. He didn't run when the disciples was tripping. When the disciples stayed tripping until he, like, after he died. They did some soul searching. They calmed down eventually, but before he went up on the cross, like, they would be tripping, the storm in the boat, wah! Right? And then he's like, how you gonna wake me up from my nap? Like, peace be still. And I love that about Jesus. And I feel like that's the way we need to be. I feel like we really, truly need to be like Jesus. We need to be like so chill. Um, when these things happen, when there's chaos, and like this truck, like, I'm just like, okay, we just gonna start it up again. I'm just gonna rev the gas pedal a little bit, get it nice and warmed up. It's still showing that it shouldn't even be driving, really. So we just driving on faith and grace and mercy. Hallelujah. Um, because it's not, I feel like it's not at the temperature that it should be at in order for it to run without stopping every time without turning off every time I put my foot on the brake. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. I just got about maybe 2 more stops before I get to work, and if it's been doing fine this whole time, I'm cool. But we need to really um, just get into that zone, that mindset of God is in control, God is guiding me, God is protecting me, God is providing me, and I have nothing to worry about. I don't have to toil. I don't have to be anxious. I just have to be, and trust that God will take you where you need to go. Go where you're supposed to go. Like, I'm supposed to be going to work, so I'm going to work. You know what I mean? And there's a reason why I have the schedule that I have. God is in control of all of that. God is in control. I don't have to want. There's no lack. My life is in his hands. All right? But I'm pulling up to work now. So if y'all would just hear me. Put the B and believe. Put the B-E, in believe. All right? Put the B in believe. Okay. Have a beautiful day. You kingdom people. And no stress, okay? No stress, no worry, no doubt, no shame, um, no disappearing, right? No disappearing, okay? Just be who God called you to be. All right? Have a beautiful day. Bye, ya. Love ya.